evening and welcome to Apex Esports League. I'm JT and tonight we are live for the Pagnian Imports Supercars Championship and we are up to round 2 and that is seeing us at Laguna Seca. So it's going to be an interesting one at the very technical track. We've got 10 minutes of practice coming up, 10 minutes of qualifying, a 40-minute race. The weather is generated and time of day is late afternoon. And then their car's capped at 47% means they're going to have to stop to be able to finish out the 40-minute race. Our standings after the first round, we have Connor Nixon leading the championship and then followed by Anthony Visma in P2 and Tim Mulford in P3. And the Connor's championship lead was after starting the series with a clean sweep, taking pole position, the fastest lap bonus points, and then securing the race win. We'll jump over and check out the tracks in the USA for Laguna Seca. Currently track temperatures 20 degrees and track length is 3.57 kilometers with 11 technical corners, and it's a fun one to be able to try and master, and current conditions there are clear, so it's going to be some pretty optimal conditions for the cars out there on tracks. We'll cross over and see how they're faring at the moment. If you're joining us for the stream, jump in the chat, say hello. We've got Rusty in the stream. Thanks for joining us, Rusty. It's a shame we can't see you on track. Hopefully get that PC sorted out during the week. Good portion of drivers already out on track at the moment, and a whole bunch still loading in. We do have some debut drivers as well. Got Stacey Boyd joining us for the first time in the league tonight, so welcome aboard. All the best of luck. Looks like another teammate, some of the other cars out there. That's a familiar looking paint job. In the practice session, Visma's already set a nice 122.8. Showing some good quick pace already. Join us for the stream. We do have a bunch of sound effects controls that you can play over the stream. So you can cheer, boo, and a bunch of other funny ones as well. Do muck around with those. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that follow button. We are charging towards the 370 count. Thank you very much for all the support. Another debut too, jumping in. Rock Modder's head. Clifton has pulled in some good pace as well. 1.6 away from Visma's current time. Hey Steph, thanks for jumping on the stream. Shame we can't see you on track as well. About 40 seconds left to the practice. Only got 10 minutes to get that qualifying time done. John Gallen. He just avoids an off car. I think that was Lachlan Thomas. It's booted them over into the qualifying now. They'll be scrambling out on track. Make use of that time. It's very easy to cop an off track around Laguna Seca. They've charged out on track pretty quick. Looks like Mulford's the first to get out. The pace that he had last week, with potential clear track out the front. Brad Hayes has found the rough way down through the corkscrew. There's a blinking car. I'm not sure if that's Blake Urquhart. It's a blue and yellow car. This will be first time lap. On board. To a fantastic first time lap. A fair bit of traffic coming up into the corkscrew. He's overshot it though. So he would have been given slow down request. He's going to try and shave that up to be able to come in for a timed lap now. We did just miss turn one when we jumped on board. Full lap around, so all the best to Connor on his current lap now. He's not happy with the car, he's going to bring it back in. Track temperature is still sitting at 22 degrees. That's prime conditions out there. be able to get some phenomenal lap times. Mulford's got current pole 23.1. Rushworth slides on that next timed lap. He's set himself only 1 second away. Urquhart also putting in some good pace. Yeah, Steph didn't expect to see John Gallen. He didn't think he was going to be able to make it, so it's good to see him out on track. Nice line for Mick Clifton. He's currently in P7. He's not happy with that lap. Caparonis sitting in P9. Some very close times through those standings. We're looking at time set by Rushworth, Urquhart and Hyde. There's not a whole lot of difference there. 4.53 through to a 4.88. So there's opportunity for movement. He's got teammate Seth Hammond in tow. So we about 28 drivers we've got registered at the moment. Require safety car off the grid start last week for the opening round. Fingers crossed that we're not going to need to see a safety car this week. That was the first one in quite a while. This is a good possibility when we were explaining the safety car in the driver debrief. Well, not debrief, but in the briefing. They just said it'll just be easy if we don't have one. So they're all pretty keen not to have a safety car. And there was a couple of drivers that might have got caught out with us trying to keep the pit lanes open under the safety cars. We do try and reduce those safety laps. It is painfully slow laps. The system was not wanting to accept to keep them open. So we won't be attempting to do that. We'll just put it one to green once it crosses the line if it does occur. And that'll at least give them one full lap to be able to get in and make a strategic pit if needed. Seeing some movement around in these qualifying positions. Visma's leading by nearly 3/10. He's currently not in the car. There's only a minute left to qualifying. left. Turn 1 kink is quite easy to catch everyone off guard in the grid start. But trying to find that track position and then having to remember the increased braking distance coming into the corkscrew on lap 1 is probably going to catch a few off guard. Hopefully they're not going to need that yellow flag. That's last laps. Josh Harvey not going to be able to get another timed lap in here. He crossed the line just after the countdown, so this will just be a practice lap for him. Not just sporting the white car this week. I did actually think he was not loading the paint for the car, but it was actually painted up to look like an actual Commodore as well, with the white, and had the SS badge, I think it was, that I spotted on the side of it. Did make me question how well my trading paints was working at the time. And Cullick's practicing that pit entry. Clifton's finished his lap. Just Harvey getting that last practice time in. And we're going to be able to take a look at these qualifying results in a moment once it moves us over. A few drivers parked up in the pits. And our qualifying results for round 2 of the Pagnian eSports Supercars Championship. We have Anthony Visma that's taken pole position. And then the rest of the grid is then Tim Mulford, Connor Nixon, Ricky Hyde, Stacey Boyd, Matthew Scholes, Brock Motorshead. We got Andrew Rushworth, Blake Urquhart, Jim Caparonis, Mick Clifton, Ryan Bunt, John Gallen, Corey Brand, Willie Blair, Justin Haitley, Brad Hayes, Phil Buckland. We've got Mick Clifton, Ryan Bunt, John Gallen, Corey Brand. Sorry, we covered those on Brad. Phil Buckland, Michael Quain in P19. And then we got Seth Herman, Gordon McCulloch, David Simmons, Stephen Luckhurst, Lachlan Thomas, Adrian Simpson. And then we got Sean Berger, Shane Ewens, and Josh Harvey. About 4 drivers to grid up. Drivers have readied. Lights to go green for round 2. limits of the start being pushed by Visma. There's been contact picked up between, well, I'm not sure if it's between, but Urquhart and Caperonis. Had some contact, but I don't think there's been any coming together. There's heaps still pacing off. Newans and Burgers. Finished, not sure if they've missed the start. Oh, let's take us back to scenic view. Because Buckland, Blair and Thomas had all been off track. So trying to find that track position. This was getting a fantastic start over lap 1. Nixon trying to hold tight. He wants to maintain the series lead. Visma's well within range to be able to take over the lead for the championship. And he's putting on a good amount of pace already. Boyd and Scholes battling for P4. Clifton trying to chase down these first 6 cars. Ooh, a little bit loose in the rear. That exit curb being a little unsettling for him. Otter's will be able to take advantage of that. He's got some good pace at the moment. Nice tight gap starting to come together for Visma and Nixon. Oh, Nixon went to have a look. It's putting the pressure on now. If Hyde can maintain this pace here, while these two are focused on each other, he may be able to put himself in a position to try and sneak through. Motorhead's gotten that gap close to Mick now. He's going to be feeling that pressure. Side by side, Clifton's going to have the inside advantage coming through turn 1, then down into the hairpin for turn 2. Business pulled away a bit more. That's where there's a bit of teetering going on between Visma and Nixon. Hyde's keeping relatively safe paced here. Motters has just gotten around Clifton. Executed coming out of the corner on approach into the corkscrew. Michael Quain looking to make a move on Josh Harvey. He's got an opportunity to pass now. He did drop back a little bit and possibly shave off a cut course. And capitalises, Harvey went off. Clifton starting to drop back a bit now. Caperonis now closing in on the tail. Race lead still holding. Got numerous battles. A few fronts here. Brad Hayes and Lachlan Thomas testing for P21. There's been a spun car behind them. That was Gordon McCulloch. Oh, there's an off. Oh, it looks like the car's... Oh, no, it's not stuck in the wall. How much damage is going to be there for Brad Hayes? Mulford moves around Ryan Bunt. This race lead's being pushed out a bit now. Only 1.2 being the gap. If Visma can keep this focus and be able to pull away a little bit, Nixon's going to lose that slipstream. So even Hyde starting to drop back here. Visma's pushing in big time. see you on the stream. Hope you're doing well. Looks like Urquhart may be in for some defensive work here. Mottershead's closed in pretty quickly. Looking back from Urquhart's Mustang. Head on the chase for P6. Good on you, Shane. Yeah, it's not older, it's only wiser. Urquhart might have shaken Watter's head for a little bit, but he's quickly closed in over the sector. And he goes for a move. Urquhart's not going to let him have it easily. There's some battle scars up the right-hand side of Urquhart's car. Starting to see first pits being done, or if in the window. Herman's in. It's a 2-second gap now for Nixon to try and chase down. It's going to be hard work. Try and get onto that bumper again. Does look like Hyatt's playing the cautious game. It's probably a bit of strategy here. I don't think he's overly pushing the car. W stickers. Oh yeah, I didn't notice the double W faces on the headlights. That is actually a clever little move. Makes them look like some headlights on the old Falcon. A little bit of a blink. Not sure if there may have been a bit of lag contact that's going on there. So they were racing pretty close. Ridley sees tyre trail but no car. few gaps starting to form up. That's going to mix things up as they start looking to go for that first pit stop. Should be the only pit stop. It's enough to be able to get through the race. Should be able to scrape 30 minutes worth of fuel. Oh, Clifton saves the car, but he's going to lose a heap of pace coming onto the pit straight. Caperonis not quite in position to be able to go for a move. Starting to put that pressure on. I think it got to him. He's going to get the pass here. Nicely executed for Caperonis. Clifton starting to fade a little. He's fallen back a few spots now. He's got Rushworth starting to catch up as well. Oh, slide for Boyd. Saves the car. Brand coming in a pit. Connor Nixon's chose the pit. Was there a bit of wall contact as he came in? Might have been on a little bit of a lock-up on approach to the yellow cones. This allows Hyde to move up to P2. And a massive gap for our race leader, Anthony Visma. Rusty Boyd's livery looks great. There's some fantastic looking ones out there. I think it's a different coloured car for each of the team drivers by the look of it. So we've got the bright yellow on Caperonis' car. Gallen just getting around some lap traffic. That's McCulloch that he just got past. So it didn't look like we got to see Newlands or Berger potentially grid. Seeing any contact for them or any issues. Looks like Quain's parked the car as well. And damage showing for Phil Buckland. Mustang's got some heavy front end damage. Appears to be doing alright. Hey Mark, thanks for jumping on the stream. Boyd and Urquhart closing in. They're going to be racing in the pits here. How close these two are. Visma's been in a pit. Hyde takes race lead. If there was some strategy at play for Hyde, just tucking in behind the first two, not overly pushing it. Just staying within reach of that slipstream. may have conserved enough to be able to get them under pits. Urquhart gets out a lot quicker than Boyd. Ooh, there's a heavy crunch I could hear. Front running cars, Tim Mulford, Jim Capronis coming into the pits. Drivers for hide on pit entrance. The gains he might have had may be gone now. At least the fast repair is in the right place to be able to deal with it. But definitely lost that time on that for hide. Went wrong with him. Rewind that. Didn't take us to picking up any contact for him. Oh, might have been in touch. He came in quick. Some slower traffic caught him off guard. He comes back out on track, P5. So it's Motter's Head in the lead, followed by Scholes in P2. No problem, Rusty. Scholes coming in as his Motter's Head. Ismir in P3, Nixon P4. Hyde not too far back on them. So if it wasn't for that spin, he probably would have been nearly door to door with them. Or even possibly just be in the front. So it was a bit of a strategic play for that stop. That probably would have went to plan if it didn't have that traffic. Yeah, and it was definitely before any of the lines for an unsafe entry, so wouldn't have been stuck for a hold, luckily. Looks like a 14-second stop in the box for Visma. Nixon was 12 seconds, and then Hyde 16. Simpson's just finished the stop. Simmons on the way out, followed by Buckland. Collett's made the journey in. Mulford and Boyd in the do battle for P6. Mulford's been on a bit of a run as well. He's been picking through the cars for a while. We tried to stick the nose in. Wasn't quite enough room. Boyd be feeling that pressure. Goes for an outside move, cleans in. Gets it done before the corkscrew. Great awareness by both the drivers, that was fantastic to see. A solid lead for Visma now. It's over 7 seconds. Some blinks for Willie Blair. It's quite a big one. Picked up that there was a crash as well, but I don't think it is. It's probably just a bit of blinking contact. Sun starting to come down. Track temperatures managed to stay the same. It's consistent at 22 degrees. Getting some tight battles forming. Rushworth and Caperonis closing in. Charles and Boyd nice and close here. Only a few attempts between them all. Was an off track. Caperonis chasing down Rushworth here. Seems to be getting a nice run out of the corners. That's Corey Brand, they just got around while they were battling it out. Force a tight line on Rushworth to get the pass. Rushworth hold the tail and have another claim at getting the position back. Charles still holding. Visma's flying on this race lead now. Only about 8.5 minutes left on the clock. The race leader is Anthony Visma. Still sitting between 6 to 7 second lead over Connor Nixon. If it finishes this way, there's potential here for a series lead change in round 2. Has come in the pit. Unstable under braking for Thomas. Blair wasn't able to go for it just yet. Looking like a little bit of net code. Capronis has got a lap car in between himself and Rushworth now. Not anymore. Costs the position for Urquhart. Alford squeezes through. Six minutes to go. Bit loose. Bond. Turn 9. Like he bogged down a little bit out of the exit. Back one under blue flags here. Nixon looking to try and get through. Chubby was starting the close in on Brand. Slide down and into turn 2. Loses that gap now. Brand able to pull away nicely. It's a second pit. Buckland. Boyd and Scholl still at it. Looks like Nixon's starting to close in. The amount of time left on the gap that Visma's got, doesn't need to try and make any risks. Push too hard. Some small adjustments, but Nix has made some big gains since lap 21. Charles is going to get a move here. A little forced error. No, he's not going to be getting it. Lap traffic up ahead, Simmons. Still in P3, he does have Modder's Head following behind. There's only 1 to 2 laps left in the race. A 4-second lead for Visma. Second late pit for Lachlan Thomas. Mixing in a safe place for P2. Less than 4 seconds for our race leader. A mistake will cost him the win. This will be a white flag. I think 1 corner left on this lap. 10 seconds on the clock. Yeah, I might move my thing back. Had a drink and probably didn't sit in the right spot, Weary. Head closing in on Hyde now. Hyde wants that podium spot. He's going to probably look to play defensive on this last lap. Rushworth's just had an off by the looks. A couple of corners left for Visma to claim victory in round 2. Checkered flag is out. That's a race win for Anthony Visma. Solid drive. Nixon on the podium, P2. Only half a second between P3, P4. Safe for Hyde, take podium in P3. Monter's head closes in very quickly over that lap to finish in at P4. Milford was flying through as well. Urquhart finishes up. Boyd and Scholes can finally rest. These two had been at each other for a good while. Would have been having a blast out there battling each other for that many laps. Rushworth ran out of juice. He's getting a helping hand here from John Gallen by the looks of it. He's got his yellow light flashing. Not sure what was going on there for him. Let's allow drivers now cross the line. Probably have some getting lined up for their photos. We'll take a look at these results. Let's bring that up for us. There we are. For round 2 of the Pagnian Imports Supercars Championship, Anthony Visma takes the race win. That was with a 3.5 second gap in the end, so Nixon closing in that back section. But Nixon takes podium in P2, and then Ricky Hyde also on the podium in P3. And the rest of our standings then: Brock Mottershead, Tim Mulford, Blake Urquhart, Stacey Boyd, Matthew Scholes, Jim Caperonis, Mick Clifton, Andrew Rushworth, John Gallen, Ryan Bunt, Adrian Simpson, Justin Haitley, Josh Harvey, Willie Blair, Brad Hayes in P18. And then we've got Corey Brand, Stephen Luckhurst, David Simmons, Seth Herman, Gordon McCulloch, Phil Buckland, Lachlan Thomas, Michael Quain, Shane Newens, and Sean Berger. See if our drivers are here for a chat. And congratulations, guys. Oh, we just lost Ricky. So it's just you now, Connor.
Alright.
We did move him down and then he just disappeared, so he must just disconnected. You had a pretty good drive out there?
Yeah, it was probably not to my standards, but it was it was a good drive. I had to adjust a few. Oh, I didn't have to, but I adjusted a few things in the rig today, and yeah, just trialing out some stuff. But yeah, it was a decent drive. Like Anthony had some really good pace out there. Yeah, he kept me on my toes, and yeah, Ricky did really well behind me. But yeah, the set was pretty good. It's pretty comfortable. Had to put more roll bar into it though, because yeah, she didn't want to turn for a bit, and then I was locking up because I had too much rear brake bias, so I didn't stop. So yeah, it was a bit of a handful, but it was a fun night. Like yeah, it was unfortunate I turned someone and they just turned in when I was trying to make a pass on them on the lap traffic, but it is what it is.
Yeah, managed to get through nicely in the end anyway. And it might have even looked like a bit of a strategy game at the start there for you, Ricky. Seeing you just sort of keeping pace within that slipstream, and then it seemed to have would have paid off if it wasn't for that pit entrance.
Yeah, that was the goal. Just trying to stay with Connie pretty quick, as we know in the industry of supercar racing online. It was just an honour to be even in your slipstream, mate. But I enjoyed it. It's good to get the 801 car on the podium. I'll admit though, pretty rough. It was a pretty rough start. I was too busy looking behind me, thinking I was going to get hit. But then I unfortunately had a little get-together with Tim. Then I spun out in the bloody pit lane as I came through because the car in front was going probably slower than I was expecting, and I went, oh, I've got nowhere to go. I better try. So I tried to deviate right and go around him. And then 3 laps to go, a lap traffic tried to race me and tried to overtake me, and and that took me out. So bit of a challenging race, but it's good to get the 801 car on there.
Yeah, done well. And you had Brock starting to close in pretty quick towards the back end.
I'm just glad there was a couple of cars there between us, because he could have easily gone past a lot earlier. Thankfully, we were fuel saving at the end, just to try and get home.
Yeah, it looked like there was a couple that were struggling for the fuel end towards the end, and even a couple of very late stops, so miscalculated. But I think you might have even had a couple of seconds longer on yours in the stop compared to what Anthony and Connor did.
Yeah, well, I had to also do the fast repair. I had to make some adjustments on the car. If you notice, I was pretty slow, and when I got back on the throttle, I had it in the wrong gear, and I lit it up.
No.
So I'm not surprised. I was a bit slower. I was pretty stressed when I spun coming in. So.
Yeah, it was good little pirouette in front. It could have gone pretty badly at that spot. Get an unsafe pit entrance and a hold, and a potential big hit with someone, and just managed to spin the right way. Yeah, that's it.
I just I've got so much experience in spinning out in these cars. I thought I'd use it, and look what you get. Practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I smashed the wall as well coming in the pit lane because my FOV was completely out.
Yeah, I thought I noticed that. There was a good smack as you came in.
I'm glad you didn't mention it, but I'll mention it. But yeah, I pretty much... I was adjusting my FOV because I didn't have my digital dash on my rig tonight. So I was adjusting it so, it kind of matched up. And I'm playing with it. I kept with the original one that I jumped in the rig with tonight, which is hilarious. But yeah, I came into the pits and I'm like, yep, braking, yep, car's still not stopping, yep, there's the wall, bang, whack, and I'm like, oh, there's 5 seconds gone, so I underfueled the car so I could not be as long, so I put in 31 litres in.
Boy,
So,
that's
getting... So, it was only a 12 seconds in the box in the end for you, so it was a very quick stop. Yeah, you're trying to make up for it.
Yeah, my fuel calcs were... I've got fuel calculators that are very good, and they actually only said like 30 litres anyway, so I ended up crossing the line with a Monster Energy can, so yeah, it wasn't too bad. Had to fuel save a little bit, so yeah, not too bad at all.
Definitely paid off to be able to sort of start closing in towards the end on Visma as well, because he had a good 7-second lead that you started to make up. I'm not sure if he was trying to potentially fuel save in those last 10 laps, but...
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing. He was, I thought he had a spin or something, because I was like, hey, it's just, because I didn't really look at my relative. I was talking to everyone in my race team and for my NASCAR stuff, and I'm having a chat to him, and I'm like, hey, give me a second, boys, I'm catching the leaders. So I put my foot down after a bit, then yeah, that was about it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, Visma had pace on me tonight. I mean, good on him. He was quick in the pre-quali series for Logitech, so he's not slow, man. So yeah, just have to I'll put a little bit of prep in for this this week. I mean, I think I'm doing a bit of Logitech this weekend, but well, next week, but we'll figure it out, I guess.
Yep, I think he might have even been able to have done what you did last week. I think Visma's made a clean sweep of round 2. So
yeah, I think he
interesting for the standings.
Yeah, I think
Because he's as close as it was.
I think I might have got the fastest lap time. No, he did actually. Never
Yeah,
mind.
just scraped it. Not by much.
Yeah. My apologies. I thought I did it because I said, "Oh, you got the fastest lap." I was like, "You beauty," but yeah, no, never mind. But yeah, no, it was a good race. Like, Laguna Seca is an absolute. I'd probably say that word off stream. Of a track. So yeah, I mean, hopefully we go to somewhere that's actually decent. Sebring was a really cool track, but yeah, Laguna I've just had no prep around. Did one official and that was
very,
it.
very tight, very technical, and then for the third round we're going to Le Mans, so you got all the space you could want.
Well, I've got a really good set from Fuji, so I might whack that thing on. That thing's running 10 wings, so we'll give that a crack.
Yeah, you got to get some good speed. Yeah, that's it. No wing on those big long straights.
Yeah, it's all good, fellas. I'll put a bunch of notes in there for the tune.
Sure, there'll be some takers.
No,
Yeah,
thanks,
for
JT.
sure.
Appreciate the broadcast.
No worries.
Appreciate the race, mate.
And you just want to
See ya.
thank some people before you duck off?
After
Over to you, Nixon. Connor first.
Oh, well, mate, I've got no Vermilion anymore, so yeah, AMX, they'll be on the. I've got a new car coming actually, because I'm a privateer now, so I'm not running for anyone now. Unfortunately, that came to an end with the boys. So it's all good. So AMX racing.com or AMX Global, they're on all the socials. That's Max Verstappen's league. I commentate for those guys. They're really cool. Then Nitro Racing, I do all their road NASCAR stuff. Go and check them out. We just did Coda. And now we're out to Richmond, which I'll be on the ovals this week. I'll be a 2K Donny, so come race me hard. Then Curtis Bird, he's doing the car for the next design coming my way. So Curtis spotting me as well for Logitech. He's been really good. He's my eyes and ears for Logitech. So yeah, thanks to Curtis Bird and Bird Design. And any other sponsors? I'm probably missing one. Oh, I think there's another two coming in the background. So yeah, just I'm almost a little team of my own. The amount of sponsors I've got at this point. But yeah, no, it's good. Free and about. So yeah, can swear as much on the comms as I want. But no, that's good. So yeah, do my own thing for a while and see who we get picked up by for the road racing.
Awesome. Over to you, Ricky.
Just a big thank you to Phoenix Radiators. Thank you to Blue Ice Auto Conditioners and Bliss Homes, our sponsors on our car. So, thank you. 801 car went well today.
Yeah, definitely looked great out there. So congratulations, fellas, and all the best of luck for the Le Mans in round 3.
Thanks, brother. Have a good one.
Catches.
Yeah.
There's our podium finishes with Connor Nixon in P2 and Ricky Hyde was in P3. And our race winner was Anthony Visma. So do keep an eye out for the results and standings as they come out this week. That's going to be pretty tight for that series lead. And it looks like it's going to be pretty tight throughout this series as well with the expert driving we're seeing out on track, so you don't want to be missing any of the rounds. And then we'll be heading off to Le Mans for round 3, so it's going to be a very interesting one to see. There's some huge straights to be able to make up some huge pace, but then if you're going to be sacrificing that wing for that extra speed, you're going to have to try and keep it together in some very tough technical and very fast flowing corners as well, so you don't want to miss that one. We will be back again same time again next week. It's a Monday night at 7:35 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time for round 3 broadcast. And a big thank you to all our viewers for tuning in and supporting the league and our drivers, and also to all our sponsors and partners. We've got Pagnian Advanced Simulation, Next Level Racing, Fanatec, Dubby, Central Coast Stump Grinding, and then we've got Razor, and then the newest on board is Chubby Buns Burgers. So thank you to all those for supporting the league, and thanks for tuning in tonight, and I hope to see you trackside next week.